Good evening. My name is Gail Hintz, and I'll be playing the piano this evening for our singer, Nadiana Ortiz, she's getting ready. In a couple minutes, she'll be here. So sorry to make you wait. We expected that our friend Bill would be emceeing tonight and introducing us and talking about the music. However, he's under the weather, so I have a script from Bill. So, yeah, you all know him, don't you? He's very prepared, and so I will deliver some remarks that he wrote about all the music and about us. So Nadiana and I both live in St. Louis. I've been here forever, basically, and Nadiana for several years, and we know each other real well from the St. Louis Symphony Chorus, where we both work. And Nadiana is one of our altos in the chorus for several years now, and I've been the accompanist for the Symphony Chorus since about 97, so a long time. And also I manage the chorus now, so I kind of have two jobs there, but I love it. And a little plug for the symphony is that we're getting back into Powell Hall in a few weeks after 2 years of renovation. Yay, yeah, yes. So I hope maybe some of you can get down to Powell to see a concert in the near future. So that's an exciting development. Let's see. Does anybody have any questions or anything? I'm happy to answer anything. Yes, ma'am?
Well, how long have you been singing together?
About, I would say 3 or 4 years now. And we've done some recitals together. Last year, Nadiana and I did a German program, a German lead or a recital that we did here in St. Louis, and then she took it to Vienna, Austria, and performed there. And this fall, she's doing a program of Russian music that she'll be performing in Vienna. She's lived there and has connections there, so she loves to do recitals over in Vienna. So she'll be gone soon for a few weeks to do that. But she and I have been working together on opera music, on symphony chorus solos from the oratorio repertoire, and a lot of art song, and occasionally musical theater numbers. So we've done a lot of different styles of music together, which we both love. Any other questions? Okay, well, I'm gonna hope that she'll be ready here in a minute. And hold on, we'll both be right back out. Thanks.
Good evening. How is everyone? Yeah? It's a pleasure to be here. If you don't know, I know Gail gives wonderful introductions, and we've had some circumstances this week that have occurred, so we're missing Bill, which I'm sure she explained. So I know that Bill is listening to us from his room. So Bill, I just want to tell you, we miss you. Hopefully soon you'll be well and that you'll have your wonderful trip in France next week. So thank you for having me. I don't know if Gail's explained all the kind of what we're doing tonight.
Not really, but we'll do that little by little as we go through it.
Awesome. So we're tag teaming tonight in the midst of Bill's absence. So please bear with us, and I hope that you enjoy the program we have prepared for you tonight. And do you want to tell what we're going to start with?
We're going to begin with a song that you probably know, The Lord's Prayer by Malotte. And this was written, pardon me, this was written in 1935, so 90 years ago. And it's not an opera piece per se, but it is operatic in style, as you may know if you've heard it before, and you will hear it now. For many years, this was the daily sign-on piece for KMOX radio, first thing in the morning. And I believe they did the national anthem at night when they closed, when they, went off the air. So this was the beginning of the day. Every day they played the Malotte Lord's Prayer. With its dramatic intensity and extended vocal range, it's best suited for a trained operatic voice such as Nadiana's. Thank you. So through the course of this program, I'm going to ask a few questions of Nadiana for her to share some things about her life with us. And the first question is, with all the drama and power of your operatic voice, how do you adapt to singing in a choral ensemble like the St. Louis Symphony Chorus, where blending with the group is more important than standing out?
Years of practice. Well, I guess one could say it's the same as singing in any ensemble, whether you're on an opera stage or whether you're in a small a cappella ensemble, you have to blend with each other and listen to each other. So I would say it's the same skill set. So I don't sing like I just sang, right? It's also to be respectful of the group as a whole, because we need to sound like one voice. So it's not about any particular person within the group. It's about us as a conglomerate, making sure that we're producing that one voice together. So when you hear a very good chorus, it sounds like one voice. You don't hear anyone standing out. And it's a beautiful experience if you haven't experienced it. So I would say that's how that's done.
Takes good technique. Your voice seems somewhat lower than a typical mezzo-soprano, although there are some high notes in that Lord's Prayer you just sang. But in general, your voice sounds a little lower than a mezzo, so why do you not call yourself a contralto? Is there a real line between the two?
Wonderful fox that we're going to talk about, right? Yeah. So I think I don't like to pigeonhole oneself. I think that the voice chooses the music, and then you're in partnership with your voice to produce that music, that experience. So if I called myself a contralto, I think that would be limiting the voice's capabilities of what it wants to do. And it's changed over the years. Can you believe I used to be a high soprano? I had a high D and a high E when I first started singing, and even in the choruses that I first started, the choral director told me, oh, I can put you anywhere. I'll just put you where I need you. So the voice has always had this extended range. And in the mornings, I'm down to, I don't know, like a B2 at least. Yeah, tenor range, and sometimes upper baritone range. And so, and we're not singing any of those roles, so we won't even go there. But so it's just so that the voice can have the space to do what it wants to do in the roles that it would like to do it in.
Right. And there are so many roles, and some that are sort of between two different voice types. Yeah, right. So
yeah, so with Swish and Fox, a lot of when I went from being a soprano into the mezzo world, a lot of people called me a Zwischenfach, which is a German term that means that it's a voice that can sing both soprano and mezzo-soprano repertoire. And so I stayed there for a while, and then it kind of settled more in the mezzo range. And I want to say that mezzos like to play on the ground, where sopranos like to fly in the air. And you need both, right? Because you have to stay grounded. So with my voice, it also has to do with the tessitura. Tessitura is where a lot of the main line of the music sits. And my voice likes to play on the ground. And it likes to, touch those high notes that it has, and then it likes to come back and play on the ground. So, yeah.
So an occasional high note is glorious and fun to sing, but you don't want to stay up there all the time.
Exactly.
Right.
It gets
Yeah.
tired too easily to stay up there.
And at the other end of the range, if you were a contralto, you'd never get to do the high stuff.
Right, which
You know,
means
right.
that I could lose my high notes.
Right.
Because you have to make sure that the voice remains flexible. So if I pigeonholed myself just into contralto music, and contralto music is beautiful, don't get me wrong. I sing contralto roles. I mean, one of the roles that we do, I mean, just today was Wagner's Erda from Das Rheingold, from the Ring Cycle, Wagner's Ring Cycle. And the voice loves that role, but it doesn't mean that it wouldn't love some other things that are a little bit higher.
Do y'all catch how she says the voice? Yeah, it's so interesting how singers often do that. It's like it's an entity unto itself that she's been, that you are the, I don't know what the word is, but
It really
caretaker
is.
of.
It really is.
Yeah.
Like, I am the conduit of the voice. And
Right.
I know it sounds weird to say that because we use it every day and it's a part of us, but when you start training your voice for the technique that I learned, you can sing any type of music you want, right? But it goes through evolutions and it changes. Like I said, I started as a soprano. So there was a time that the voice all of a sudden said, I don't really like that anymore. You're gonna have to change with me. Like, I don't have a choice, right? So then it started moving into other music. It was smaller, it grew, it got larger, means going into other repertoire. So I was no longer able to really sing those lyrical roles, like, I don't know, the Barber of Seville or Le Notte di Figaro, which is my favorite opera, the Marriage of Figaro by Mozart. It's a comic opera, it's so much fun. At one stage, I was learning the Countess, which she has this Porgy amor that just floats, and the tessitura is quite high, and she stays up there. And it floats and it floats and it floats, and the voice used to love that. And then it said, yeah, I don't want to do that anymore. We're gonna have to change. You're gonna have to come with me. And I'm like, okay, here we go on the journey, right? But then it kind of settled and developed, and in the morning, sometimes I sound like a man. It just does what it wants. I mean, it doesn't really follow my direction. We kind of have to partner together to get things done. So, yeah.
Okay, we're going to sing now a French aria from the 19th century called Mon cœur s'ouvra ta voix from Samson and Dalila, an opera written by Camille Saint-Saens. And as you know, I'm sure most of you know the Dalila story, she's seducing Samson. In this moment in the opera, she sings this beautiful piece that Nadiana is about to sing for you, but it's all kind of a sham because she's really just trying to seduce him, which works. But in the moment of singing this aria, it sounds very genuine, like she's really being loving and caring with him. Anyway, here you go. It's a gorgeous piece, one of the standard mezzo French opera arias. Thank you. Now we'll move into Italian. And this will be a very dramatic Italian opera aria from a piece called Cavalleria Rusticana, which is what they call verismo Italian opera. If you're not familiar with that term, it's an era in the late 1900s when Italian opera composers were writing pieces that were very dramatic and even violent, and it was about supposedly real life, verismo meaning true or real life. So this is a piece, let's see, the translation of the title, Voi lo sapete, o mamma, means you know it, mother. And this character that Nadiana is singing, Santuzza, is telling Mama Lucia about her heartbreak because the guy she loves is now with somebody else. So it's the age-old love, trauma. So that's what she's singing about in this piece, and the opera does not end well for her. So this is a very telling piece where she's feeling the tragedy of what's happened and what's to come. So let's see. Bill also wrote for us here. Nothing can prevent the tragic ending. Yes.
So, you guys, this is, the tea. So she's pregnant, right? And Toridu, the mother that she's talking to, is his mother, right? So how do you tell a mother, oh yeah, I'm pregnant with your son's baby, and I need your help? And so the mother's reply isn't very cordial. She's just like, oh, well, I'm so sorry for you. But Toridu gets to do what he wants.
Yeah.
Until she curses him. And then he dies. By the other man's hands who he's cheating with their wife with. Isn't that crazy? These Italians are very passionate, aren't they?
Thanks. So, Nadiana, I have some language questions for you. How many languages can you speak, and how many can you sing in, or which languages?
So German, English, and Spanish have been a part of me all my life. I used to have a German nanny, or that used to watch me. And so she spoke German to me, my mother spoke English to me, and I'm Puerto Rican, so my father spoke Spanish to me. And so for the longest time, Nadiana didn't speak, but she obeyed all the commands in all three languages. So, and then we started utilizing just English, but then I lived in Vienna for 8 years, so there the German came back, and with the family for 3 in Germany, and then of course this Puerto Rican wonderful side of life is where the Spanish is utilized, and so these are the 3 languages that seem not to let me go. But the languages that we sing in, thank God for IPA, the International Phonetic Alphabet, means that we have available to us as singers a way to be able to learn how to speak a language without learning the language. And so we utilize the phonetic alphabet to do so. And right now my journey has been with Russian, and it's been tumultuous, to say the least. At times we fight. And so, but that's one of them that I'm learning. What all have I sung in? Well, tonight it was Italian, French, English. We're doing more Russian. I've sung in Hebrew, done some Norwegian. Is that what we did last season? Yeah. Norwegian. What else, Gail? Let's see. Of course, we speak in Latin, so there's a lot of Latin that is utilized. I think I've done some Romanian.
But would you say,
probably some Croatian too.
A lot of the, shall we say, classical vocal repertoire, opera and art song would be German, French, Italian, and English.
German, French, Italian, yeah, English.
Yes, and now Russian, because you're delving into that.
Yes,
for your
and now
next
Russian.
program. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because numerous
Yeah.
major Russian composers wrote songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rachmaninoff, they're gorgeous.
Yeah.
Tchaikovsky as well. Kui, oh my goodness, there's so many.
Mm-hmm. And how has your family background shaped your linguistic skills and your love for music? Ooh, that's a big question.
Well, I grew up with a microphone in my hand, I used to love to say. So my father is a singer, not professionally, but I think that's where I got my low voice from. It was from him. My mother was in the orchestra. She played French horn, oboe, what else? Flute. And so I started in the orchestra. I started off on the flute. Then I went to clarinet, bass clarinet, tenor sax, oboe. I wanted to do the bassoon. And so I was a woodwind instrumentalist, is what you would call us. And so that's kind of how I started out with music. I was an instrumentalist. And little tidbit, I used to hate it when they would add the voice to any music. I was like, that sucks.
No.
You have just ruined the whole piece. And look at me now. Oh, isn't that life funny? Someone's like, you thought.
That instrumental training, though, pays off for being a singer.
It does.
Yeah.
It really does.
Right. And so when did you get serious about singing? Like really thinking this is my career? Were you in your 20s?
Oh, man. I started taking voice lessons probably in college.
Yeah.
But I had sung in choirs, and I sang for Mother's Day for my mother once when I was little. And we always had music in the house. My father would listen to Pavarotti all the time, and I was like, why are you listening to him? Gosh, again? So, yeah.
Well, it got in you. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I started voice lessons, I would say, early college. And then I decided I was pushed to kind of major in it because my first voice teacher was like, you could really do this if you wanted to. And then my piano teacher at the time was like, oh, but you're too introverted to do this.
To be a singer?
Yeah. And then I was like, well, you can't kind of tell me that, can you? And so that kind of put a fire in me that was like, oh, you can't tell me I can't do this. And then I didn't know it would prepare you along the road. As you know, in this career, there's a lot of people who will tell you, oh, that you can't do this. And so I had a voice teacher later on when I was down in my major, and she says, oh yeah, this is great until you figure out what you really want to do. And I was like, I don't spend thousands of dollars trying to figure out what I really want to do. And so that lit another fire under me, and it kind of just kept going and going and going. And I didn't know how at times the industry can be so judgmental and negative that you had more deters than you had fans, cheering you on, which means just as a singer as a whole, if you know any of them, we really need support. It's not easy out here to do what we do, especially in the classical realm, if you're not packaged a certain way. So, I mean, if you know of any singers, please encourage them, because every voice is different. So that means there's room for all of them. And we need all of them, because you don't like listening to the same person all the time, right? It gets tiring, it gets old. And so we love variety as a society, as a world society. And so they need to be heard. And a lot of them are like diamonds in the rough that need to be discovered and listened to. And gosh, the voice is such a healing instrument. And if you're missing that one voice, I mean, the whole society is really missing out on something special that could be a wonderful healing experience that we would just lack.
Were there certain teachers or coaches that were particularly inspiring or encouraging to you? You've mentioned the ones that were discouraging, but who helped you?
It was Alice Montgomery. She's in town, actually, and she's still teaching. And she was fabulous. She's the one who tricked me into being a mezzo, because I thought I was studying to still be a soprano. And then one day she came into my lesson and said, I just want to let you know you're really a mezzo. And I was like, oh, I am? And she's like, yeah. But she had been giving me all this mezzo music, so I didn't even know. I fell in love with the music, and I was like, oh, okay, so we're gonna keep singing this, right? And she's like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay, cool, let's do it. So, yeah, she was probably the most influential. The technique that she taught me is kind of almost like going back to the old school technique of the golden age of opera, which at the time, I don't know if they knew that it was the golden age of opera, if they were just singing opera, but they sang so many other things. A lot of them sang a lot of even folk songs, and would go back home and sing their folk songs. And so I don't think it was such a focus or narrowed focus of it being classically trained like it is now. You learned this technique so you could sing, period. No matter what you wanted to sing, you had to be able to know how to use the voice. And so I would say, yeah, it was going back to that old technique, and she opened the voice up into new realms I didn't even know. And at one time I was even afraid of the voice, like, I don't know what to do with you. You're kind of big and loud now, and that's a little scary to me. So I don't know what we're supposed to be doing here. So I had to go through that journey, as well as, discovering where are we going? What is it doing? And it's still developing today. I can't say that it's stopped. Right. Sometimes when I wake up, it's like, oh, that's new. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. That's what we're doing now? Fabulous. I have to learn how to use that. Right. So.
Okay, let's see. Now we have a tune that you all are going to know, I guarantee you. It's from The Sound of Music. I don't think I have to say much. This is a Broadway anthem, so to speak, with operatic qualities. And it's sung by the Mother Superior in The Sound of Music to inspire determination and the will to face life's challenges positively. Here we go. Thank you. All righty. Can you tell us a little bit about your performance history, including opera recitals, tours, and musical theater, and jazz, for that matter, as well?
Oh my goodness. That's a lot to fit in one night. So I made my debut with Union Avenue Opera here in town, and I was Mariah in Porgy and Bess. So that was my debut. I went to Europe, and I studied, and I sang, and I also toured with a gospel group for 6 years, and we toured all over Europe every year, and so that was fun. Pre-COVID, I was part of a Latino band and sang Latino music as well, and that was a lot of fun. And then COVID happened and it kind of dispersed, and you know how life is after COVID, right? Here we are. And so, what else? I don't know.
You've done a lot of recitals, because I know we've done a couple.
We have. I love Gail. Gail is my coach, if she didn't tell you who she was to me. And she's absolutely fabulous. And so we get to work and rework and work again. And she is a stickler, let me tell you. And us singers, we need sticklers in our lives, because if it's wrong, it's just wrong. And we can't say, well, can't we? But no, it's wrong. And so we really need people to support and keep us on track. So Gail is absolutely fabulous. I couldn't do half the things that I do without her. And I love her very, very much.
Thank you. I love working with you. It goes both ways. It's a hard thing to get up and sing. My goodness. It takes a lot of guts.
And a lot of clothes.
And a lot of clothes, you're right. That's the fun part, right? Okay, so let's see. I think we're about to sing a piece that's entirely different from the previous. This is from Porgy and Bess, Summertime, a lullaby. And I believe, am I right, in the course of the opera, 3 different ladies sing this song? Am I right?
Only one does.
Oh, I thought there were a couple other moments where it was sung.
It may be, I don't know, it may
Or
come
a
back.
snippet of it.
At
any rate.
It may come back like kind of as a leitmotif.
Yeah,
Oh gosh,
exactly.
I'm speaking musical word
Yeah.
terminology now.
Yeah.
A leitmotif as a theme, a reoccurring theme.
And Porgy and Bess is on that crossover between, what is it? Is it an opera? I think it is an opera. I feel.
Yeah, Gershwin wrote it as an opera.
Yeah.
It's technically
Right.
an opera, if you didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of borders musical and opera world. Here we go, Summertime.
And jazz.
Spring
He wrote a beautiful tune there. My goodness. Okay, now let's see. Here's a question that I don't know how anyone could answer, but give it a shot. What does your future hold for your career? What are your dreams? That we can ask you. Long-term and short-term.
Air conditioning.
Yes. Please, air conditioning. Yeah, it's pretty hot up here, guys. Let me tell you. It's a good thing I brought a fan.
What would you love to be doing?
I would probably love to be singing, but I do so many things. I'm a breathwork and sound practitioner. I'm a project manager. That's kind of like my day job that gives me the ability to be able to sing and to support my singing. Traveling all over the world singing, which I'm kind of already doing, but just doing more of it. And being healthy, having a healthy future that allows for all of that. Having my mother still come and see me sing. Having my niece get very good at piano and, take her piano lessons even more seriously. And I want so many things for the future. I've even loved for this world to be healed through music. I feel like we have lost a part of ourselves, a core part of who we are as a society. And I would love for us to just love each other and give each other the grace to be different and not have to be the same, and that would be okay. Because there's so much beauty in nuance and differences between all of us. And I think that music is a wonderful modality to express that. So a lot of stuff I want for the future.
Beautifully said. Thank you. That's inspiring to me. So here comes a wonderful love song that you may know, Besame Mucho. Is that familiar to some of you? It was written in 1932, and it's one of the most recorded Mexican songs of all time. The composer wrote it at age 15, supposedly before she'd been kissed, but it's about being kissed a lot. Okay, so its mix of passion and fear of separation made it especially poignant a few years later during World War II. And it's just remained one of the most wonderful Spanish songs, I think, that it gets sung in cabarets, it gets sung in jazz programs, lots of ways. There are lots of varieties and different renditions of Besame Mucho. So here we go.
Besame, besame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Oh, besame, besame mucho, que tengo miedo después. Quiero sentirte muy cerca, mírame tus ojos, otros junto de mí. Piensa que tal vez mañana estaremos lejos, muy lejos de ti. Bésame, bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Oh, bésame, bésame mucho, que tengo miedo de verte después. Que tengo miedo de verte después.
Thank you. Nadiana, please tell us about your day job and how that fits into your life as a musician.
Oh man, it gets in the way. Like, why am I sitting here in this meeting right now? I have like Tchaikovsky going through my head, and then they ask me a question. So I do project management. I'm in the medical field, actually. I work with doctors all day and finance people, and I kind of keep them on track to get certain initiatives and things done. And so, for example, we're dealing with, I don't know, I would say even licensures to make sure things stay legal, a lot of compliance issues to make sure that those happen. And I send a lot of emails saying, hey, did you forget about this? It's just a reminder. This is due on Friday, blah, blah, you know. I feel like people's mothers sometimes. But I make sure that things get done and stay done and that we can complete a project and that it can be closed out. And I deal with a lot of VPs and executive leadership and help with the direction of those things happening and taking care of members and patients and making sure that they have their needs met.
It's so common for those of us who are musicians to have a couple different careers going at once, maybe 3 different careers going at once. So I do as well. So it's just how you can, make it all work.
There's never a dull moment, right?
Well, that's true, yes. No time to slack.
Right.
Okay.
And I also do breath work and sound.
That's right. And what is that? Tell us something about that.
So I got into breath work because I thought it would help me be a better singer. We breathe all the time and got to hold our breath and utilize our breath in different ways. And then I found out there's so many benefits to breath work, from healing, even first just increasing your oxygen as a whole. Here I go, ready for technical side. Like, we'll put the singer hat off and put the breathwork hat on and say, and so oxygen is basically a heal-all for your body. If you have enough oxygen in your body has the power to heal itself. And so therefore, when we breathe and we increase the oxygen, because we don't get as much oxygen as we used to, it's not even enough in the atmosphere as it used to be. So therefore, just breathing, intentionally breathing, so many times a day can increase the oxygen in your body. And physical trauma is also related to emotional trauma, and they present in both realms. So you could have some physical ailment that is emotionally based. You could have been in a car accident and not even thought about the emotional implications of, hearing a horn honk or something and you jump. And so there's some emotional trauma attached to that and some response there, some PTSD almost. And breath can also heal that and create just emotional stability, balance. And so I didn't know that when I first got into breath work. I thought, I'm just gonna be a better singer. And no, it's so much more than that. So it's been a wonderful experience to explore that. And then, as you know, sound is incredible. We're singing, we're using the piano. I mean, even the application of a mic for sound and all of that produces a frequency. Even your body produces frequency. And certain instruments help propel that frequency into a healing modality. And so just lying in a sound bath and allowing your body on a cellular level to heal. And it's all music to me. Yeah. Even breathing is a sort of music. So, isn't that interesting?
So do you do one-on-one work with patients or clients or whatever you call them?
I do one-on-one work, I do couples work, I do group works. Yeah. I had a group just yesterday. Is today Friday? Yeah, yes. Yesterday. And I'll have another couple session tomorrow. Gosh, it's hard to keep up with what day. Thank God we have calendars. Yeah. It's so fun, and it's so rewarding to see, to be able to witness someone on a healing journey, and seeing that they don't have to use certain medications anymore, and seeing that they're able to walk better, for example, or seeing that their blood pressure is now stabilized, and all of those things. And it's just wonderful to see people to be able to do all they desire to do and have that good quality of life. So
wonderful. Thank you for that work. Well, we're down to our last sort of encore number tonight. We hope you've enjoyed this program. Thanks for being here with us. And this is a combination we're about to do for you of two famous songs, I'll Be Seeing You, which you may know, and I've Grown Accustomed to Your Face from My Fair Lady. So the first is a sentimental World War II era ballad paired with this Broadway classic from My Fair Lady. So together, these two songs capture the bittersweet emotions of love and party. Enjoy.
So much was in that moment when we said goodbye. I won't forget that moment, no matter how I try. Who knows if we will meet again? But when the moment's warm and sweet again, I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places that this heart of mine embraces all day through. That small cafe, the park across the way, the children's carousel, the chestnut trees, the wishing wells. I'll be seeing you in every lovely summer's day, in everything that's light and gay. I'll always think of you that way. I'll find you in the morning sun, and when the night is new, I'll be looking at the moon, but I'll be seeing you. I've grown accustomed to his face. He almost makes the day begin. I've grown accustomed to the tune he whistles night and noon. His smiles, his frowns, his ups, his downs are second nature to me now. Like breathing out and breathing in, I was serenely independent and content before we met. Surely I could always be that way again, and yet I've grown accustomed to his looks, accustomed to his voice, accustomed to his face. I'll be seeing you in every lovely summer's day, in everything that's bright and gay. I'll always think of you that way. I'll find
Thank you.
Thank you all so much for coming. And Bill, we miss you, we love you. Thank you for making this night possible for all of us. And so big air hug to you until we can see you again.